Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that can be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And today I get to do that in spades, because today I get to let you know about an upcoming book that is being released of Sudoku. This is a new book from Akash Doulani, who has created the World of Sudoku books. These are some of the World of Sudoku books. They are really, really good quality Sudoku books, available anywhere in the world in PDF and in print format. These are some of the ones I've got in print. I've got the ones I don't have in print in PDF format, and they're just chock full of really good Sudoku. However, recently Akash has been playing around with some new things where he's doing some of the non-standard but classic variants, and he's releasing a book on the 23rd of March called Sudoku Exotica, and it'll be volume 1 in this series, we hope. So this is volume 1 of Sudoku Exotica being released on the 23rd of March. It'll be available on Amazon in physical format, and I believe he releases on PayHip. When it's released, I will do another announcement, definitely for free over on my Patreon. I'll make an announcement there, provide links. I'll try and provide links here. I may do another puzzle from Akash to announce it on the day, so you may see another one in a few days. But this puzzle is going to have 10 different variants, I believe, of Sudoku. I've got a list here, and this is one of the variants. This is actually a puzzle from his blog, not from the book. But the Sudoku variants that are going to be covered in the book are Battenburg Sudoku, 2-3-4 Outside Sudoku, Positional X-Sum Sudoku, Mathdoku, XY Difference Sudoku, Serbian Frame Sudoku, Rossini Sudoku, First Scene Odd Even Sudoku, Odd Even Count Sudoku, and Incomplete Arrow Sudoku. This puzzle here, which is puzzle 377 from his blog, which is another place you can go and get a lot of free puzzles, I'll provide a link to that below, as well as to this puzzle, is a first scene odd even Sudoku. So this is an example of the sort of puzzle you may get in his books. The puzzles I find from his blog tend to be slightly harder than the ones from his books, but that varies as well. The difficulty, some of the puzzles from his books I have found are quite easy, others are quite difficult. It really does vary. So I find these books to be incredibly good value. These are things that I often, I have in the past given away on the channel, the PDF versions. I'm in Australia, I really can't ship. But I find I've done a lot of these puzzles with Maggie, and we've really enjoyed doing the puzzles from Akash's books. They're just excellent quality. So I highly recommend that if you're interested in a Sudoku book, check out Sudoku Exotica when it comes out in a few days. So put that on your, wish list. As I said, I'll provide links. But in order to get you excited for Akash Doulani's puzzles, I'm hoping I'm going to go do a good job of solving this one, which is a first scene odd even Sudoku. So let's have a look at how this works. So we have normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Clues adjacent to a row or column give the first odd if the clue is odd, or first even if the clue is even, digit in that row or column from that direction, from the direction of the clue. So for example, in this row, the first odd digit we will see from this direction is going to be a 5. The first odd digit we see from this direction is going from this direction here is going to be a 1. That's what we know. How this is going to solve, I don't know. I've done, I think, a first scene odd even puzzle before, but not many of them. The interesting thing is a lot of the variants that have been talked about for this book are things that I have seen looking through the World Puzzle Federation puzzles from 10 years ago. So these are not necessarily, some of them are anyway, these aren't necessarily brand new constraints, but they're not the standard constraints that you often see. We seem to have lost touch in the community a bit with some of these, old-time non-standard variants or these classic constraints that really got this hobby buzzing. And we seem to be going for a lot of we see a lot of things like German Whispers and Renban and stuff all over the place, but we don't see stuff like this very often. So it's really cool to have these being released. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we know that the first odd digit seen from this direction is going to, let's color actually. I think I'm going to color. this is an odd even puzzle, so I'm going to color odd and even because that may help me. We've only got, okay, so we've got one of each odd and one of each even. I was about to say 5 has to be in one of those two, but it could go there. Particularly considering 5 is the first odd digit from here. 4 has to be in one of those two because 4 has to come before the 6. 9 has to be in one of those two because 9 has to come before the 7. So that means by Sudoku, 9 is in one of those two. 4 has to come before the 2. Right, 4 has to come before the 2 because 4 is the first digit seen. So 4 is in one of those two by Sudoku and it's not there. So this is the 4, which is even. 6... Right, 6 is the first even digit seen now, and I can't put 6 here before the 4, so 6 is in one of those two. That's cool. 2 has to go before the 8, so we've got the 2 in here, the 8, the 6, and the 4. These digits are both odd, because the 2, the 6 are approximately placed, and the 4 and the 8 are specifically placed. So this digit can't be 3, 5, 9. So this is 1 or 7, and this can't be 1, 7 or 9. This is 3 or 5. Okay. 5 is in one of those 3. Not sure that's helping. 9 is in one of these two, which means this is a 6-9 pair by Sudoku now, because I can't put 9 here or here, and I can't, and the 6 is already put over here. This is a 6-9 pair. Okay. Cool. So this is going to be, yeah, this is going to be one of these, but there's 4. Oh, no, this is 3 or 5. This is marked wrong. This is 1 or 3. Because it sees 5, 7, 9. It's not 3, 5. It's 1 or 3. But that doesn't change what I discovered with this 9. No, it doesn't. So 5 is up here. So 5 is in one of those. Okay, let's look somewhere else. Well, for example, 1 has to be in one of those, but it's not here. So 1 is in one of those. 8 is the first. 8 is the first seen even digit and the first seen even digit. But I could make all of those odd, couldn't I? I'd have to make all of those odd. 9 is definitely in one of these 3 because 9 comes before the 5 and I can't put it there. So 9 is in one of those 3. 7 comes before the 5, so 7 is in one of those 2. 4, yeah, is down here. One is not in those, but yeah, 1 is not in those. 1 has to be in one of these 3. But again, I don't know that that's helping me. 7 is down here. 7 can't be here. 7 is in one of those. This is 1, 2, 3, 7. It's not 1. So 1 is in one of those 2. Huh. 5 is in one of those 2 because 5 has to come before the 3 and it can't go there. 9. If this is a 9, that would have to be a 9. All of those would have to be even. Right. 3 has to be in one of these because if 3 wasn't in one of these, 3 couldn't be. If 3 wasn't in one of these 3, all of these would have to be even because I couldn't put 3 here, and these would all have to be odd. It just runs out of place. So 3 is in one of those, which puts 3 in one of those. But again, and the same is happening here with 1s. If I don't put 1 in one of those 3, if I don't put 1 in one of these 3, then the one all of these would have to be even, and it doesn't work. So 1 is in one of those 3, meaning this isn't the 1, this is the one which is odd. Okay. Do I want to mark off digits, clues that are done? Maybe. This is the sort of puzzle type I feel that I would get much better at with practice. Like, I'm not fully understanding how the logic of this works yet. Yeah, the same is true up here with 6. If I don't put 6 here, I'd have to put 6 in here or I run out of odd digits. So 6 is in one of those 3. But this can't be a 6 and this can't be a 6, because if this is the 6, the first even... Right, I can do the same down here. But if this is a 6, the first even digit in this direction would be a 6, not a 4. That's not the 6. Same here. The 8 would make that. So this is the 6, this is the 7, and we have even and odd. But the same is true down here. If this is a 3... 3 is in one of those, otherwise I run out of places of 3. This is the logic I was missing. And if this was a 3, the first seen odd digit wouldn't be a 7, it'd be a 3. And the same is true here. So this is the 3, which is odd. So these are now odd. Put 6 in one of those 3. Now, if this isn't a 6, the 6 would have to be here. Probably. Might be possible if all of those are odd. 7 is up here, but these are all odd, so that works. 3 is here, that's 7. That's the sort of trick I'm looking for. 4 can't be in one of those, so 4 is in one of those 2, but these are odd, so I don't get to use the same trick. But it does put 4 down here. So this is becoming a little bit more restricted. Yeah. That was a really interesting trick. I'm trying to see how to use it more. What is... Like, this can't be a 9 because there's already a 3 here and the 9 wouldn't be the first one to be seen. So this can't be a 9. 9 is in one of those 2 and one of those 2, which does prove that 9 is over here. But I'm not sure how I can disprove any of... Like, if that's a 9, those both just have to be even, and I can't see yet why that's not possible. Seven, I could potentially put 7 up here if all of those are even, so I don't have the same thing yet. But this can't be a 7 because then it would be the last seen odd. And this can't be a 6. No, sorry, this one can't be a 6 because then it would be after the 8 and it wouldn't be the first seen even. That's not a 6. 6 is in one of those. These are the sort of tricks. So it is a scanning exercise. A little bit harder than normal outside Sudoku, I'm finding. But I do have the same trick. If I don't put 8 in one of these 2, then 8 couldn't go in any of those and it'd have to go down here and all of these would have to be odd. So 8 is in one of those 2. But if this is an 8, if this is an 8, that's a 6. This could be a 9. And can I put 8 over here? All of those would have to be odd, which I think works. So that hasn't disproven anything, but it does put 8 down here with the 1. Now, if either of these were the 8, I'd have to put the 8 over here and all of these would have to be odd. So they'd be 1, 5, and 7. 1 here, 7 here, 5 here. But I think that's still possible. 2 has got the same restriction though. If I don't put 2 here, 2 is over here. So 2 is in one of these with the 3, which puts 2 over here by Sudoku. This is very strange, and I like it. But these are restricted now. They can't be 1, 2, 3. They could be 4, 5, 6, or 7. These could only be 4, 5, 6, or 7 because they can't be 8 or 9. That's very strange. But 2 and 3, no, sorry. Yeah, 2 and 3 are in here. So this is no, there's just 2 in here because the 2 in here and the 2, 3 here. This is just 2 and 3. If this is even, it's not 8, it's not 2. So it'd be 4 or 6. Seems possible, doesn't it? If I put 8 in one of these, if I put 8 here, these are all odd. So this would be 5 and these would be 1, 3, 7. If I put 8 here, these are also 1, 3, 7, but I could just put 8 in here. I know 4 is, well, hang on, 4 is over here by Sudoku, but the first seen even digit here has to be 6, so that can't be a 4, and now there has to be a 6 in one of those two, and that's lining up with the 6 in those. So where is 6 in this column? 6 in this column is in one of these 3. It's definitely not here now. 6 is in one of those 3. I feel like I'm pencil marking like crazy. I will point out this is the puzzle that Akash asked me to do for this. So, cool. 2 is in one of these two, so 2 has to be up here now. Because if it's not, then, well, 2 had to be here to be before the 8 anyway. So I missed that one. So there's no 2 here. If 6 isn't here, 6 would be here and all of those would be odd. It might be possible still. I mean, it's possible. It may. I mean, there may be a reason it's not possible, but I'm hoping to not do lots of long chains to disprove that stuff. Three is in one of these two to be before the 7. So these are only from 159. Does the 8 have to be in here? Well, the 8 has to be heading up from here. So either one of these two is an 8 or one of these two is an 8. Or both. Because I could put one 8 in this box, but not both. Yeah, the 8s is doing something odd. I feel that one of these two has to be in it. It could be here. And then I could put here, here, and here. That feels likely, actually. But I haven't proved it. Oh, this 3 is looking up. That's not the 3, that's the 3, which is an odd digit. So the 8 now... Right. 1... Well, this is now a 3, not an 8, by Sudoku. Huh. Which is putting 3 over here somewhere. Nine is in here. I'm not sure about the 1. If either of these were a 5, 5 would have to go here and all of these would have to be even. These would be 2, 4, 8. But I could go 8, 4, 2, I think. This has to be even because the 3 has to be the first seen odd digit. So this has to be even. So it's 4 because the first odd seen even digit is 4. So this isn't 4, this is 4, which is even. I don't know anything about that now. Okay. 5 is definitely in one of these 3 because it has to be before the 9. So 5 isn't in one of those. Oh, yeah, because I do have 5 locked into one of those two. 9. I can't put 9 in any of these cells, but 9 has to be the first seen odd digit. So this can't be odd, or it'd have to be 9, and it can't be. Because if I put 9 here, 9 in this column would have to go after. So both of these are even. So, ooh, okay. And they can't contain 2. Because the 2 is over here. So these are from 4, 6, 8. And that one's not a 4. Oh, it's the first seen even digit. That is the 8. This is not the 8. It's a 4 or a 6. But that 8 now puts 8 in one of those two. 8 here would still put 8 here. Maybe even here. It's likely to be here. Hang on, but 8 is the first seen even digit. So these are both odd. Because none of those can be 8, none of those can be 8. These are all odd. This is 159. These are both even, but the 5 is telling us that's the 5 and this is the 19. These are 2 and 8. The 8 is looking up, making that the 2 and that the 8. And now there's a 2 down here somewhere. Right. 2 in this box has to be down here, but it can't be in either of those. It can't be here because of that and that, or here because of the 2's over here. This is the 2, which does mean that this is the 9, because the 9 has to be over here. So this is the 9. So we've got even and odd. This is not the 2. This is just known. This is the 1, which is odd. So this is not the 1. Not the 1. Zathras revisits my puzzle. 8 is still in one of those two. Well, this is the 9 because it's odd. This is the 6, which is even, and all of these become odd. This is the first odd seen odd digit. That's the 5. First odd seen odd digit. That's the 7. These are now both even to make the total right, and the first seen even digit is the 8. This is the 2. I kind of want to mark off which clues are done. First seen odd digit, there is a 7 in one of those two. I'm really enjoying this. 4 is in one of those two. There's no 2 here anymore because of the 2 looking across. This has to be odd because 4 is in one of those two. Yeah, this sees 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is odd. Still could put odds up here to make that not 5, I think. This isn't the 9. This isn't the 9 anymore. This is the 9, so that's odd. This is a 1 by Sudoku. It's all that's left, which looks up making that the 9 and that the 1. What is this triple? 3, 4, 6. No. I've got a 3. It's 4, 6, 7 is what this is. So let's just remove all of the corner marks on that one. If this is odd, it's 7. If this is 6, 7, or 8 only. If it sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 9. This is only 6, 7, or 8. 8 is in one of those 3. Yeah, if that's a 7, this is done. If that's a 7, this is done. The 8 is done. The 9 is done. As I said, if I put 8 up here, if I put 8 here, 8 is in one of those two. If I put 8 here, we're done. If I put 8 here, this is odd. But that could be odd. It could be 5 or 7. There is a 4 down here. That's fine. There's a 1 in here. 6 is in here. Maybe it is up here somewhere. It's more likely to be the corner boxes, I feel. If this is 8, I'd have to put 8 in one of those two, and all of those would have to, I'd have to put 8 here. If this is an 8, 8 is here, and these become 3, 5, 7. Which still feels possible. Oh, this isn't a 5 because of, this is only, oh, this is a 3 by Sudoku, which puts 3 in one of these two. 4 and 6 are over here. This can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. Yeah, it says 2, 4, 6, and 8. This is odd. And it can't be 1, 3, or 9, or, right, this is a 5, because it sees 1, 3, 7, and 9. That's a 5. And now 5 is here and here. This is a 5, which is odd. So 8 is in one of these two, because if 8 was up here, the 2 in here would break it. 8 is in one of those two. But if 8 was here, this would have to be a 1 or a 7, and it can't be. This cell sees 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9. This is even and is therefore the 8. One of those two is a 2, and the other... So these are from 1, 2, 7. That's what I'm learning. That's not a 7. Because of that 7. Okay, I'm looking forward to this book. So 7. Seven is now not in those. If I put 7 up here, all of these have to be even. Which might still be possible. I do feel I'm bad at this. It's the sort of... It's like any constraint. You need to practice it to get good at it. And I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be looking for. 6 is in one of these two. Because 6 is in here. So 6 is in one of these two. One is up here. So 1 is up here somewhere. There must be an... that's not it. 2 is up here. It feels like something to do with these 8s. Like if this is an 8, all of those become 3, 5, 7. So that this could become an 8. But I can't see how to disprove that. Well, these are known to be 4 and 9. So there's got to be a 6 in here or a 2 in here, but I know there's a 2 in here. Right, 4 and 9. There's no 4 in here, and there's no 4 in here, because 4 has to be before the 6. So 4 is down here. There's no 4 here. 4 is in one of these 3. But I can't put 4 in those two cells, or they'd be the first even digit seen. That's not a 4. That's a 4, which is the first even digit seen. This is not a 4. That's cool. I like that one. This is not a 4. This is an odd digit now. Because it can't be 2, 4, 6, or 8. So this has to be the first seen odd digit. That's the 7. There's no 7 there. There's no 7 there. This is a 4, 6 pair. That's the 7. There's no 7 there. Wow, I'm having mode problems. So this is an even digit. This is the odd. So these are 6, 8, and 9. That can't be a 6 because of the 6 up here. That can't be an 8 because of... I have forced 8. Oh, because of that 8. There you go. could those, if these were all odd now, they'd be 3, 5, 9. 9, 3, 5. To make, no, hang on, no. 6 is definitely down here. Those can't all be odd. 6 is definitely in one of them. There's no 7 here. This box is doing more than I think, but I can't see how to use it quite yet. First odd is done. Yeah, there's only one odd digit to place. So wherever I put the 9 is going to resolve it. 1 is in one of those two. If 1 is here, this is even. Can that be 9 now? These would have to be 2, 6, 8. I feel that being in, there's a lot of pressure on if this is a 9 or if this is an 8. If this is 9, this becomes 2, 6, 8 because it has to be the first seen odd digit. This would be 5 and 1. But I can't quite see why not. Oh, hang on. This is a 4-9 pair. This has to be the 9. Holy cow. If that's correct, all of those are even. So these are 2, 6, 8. And the 2 can't go in either of those because of the X-wing in 2s we've found. So that's not the 2, that's the 2. This is the 6, 8, but the 8 has to go in one of those 2. Yeah, so this is the 8, this is the 6. Now these have to be odd because they have to, the first seen even digit is those. I'm trusting my pencil marks here. This has to be odd. So this is the first seen even digit and that's the 8. That is beautiful. I'm trusting my pencil marks here because that's done some heavy lifting. This isn't the 8. These are 3, 5, and 7. There's no 7 here. So this is the 2, this is the 5. This is even, this is odd. This is 1, which is odd. That 4, 9 did a lot more. I just didn't see it immediately. Very cool. Very cool. There's no 1 in any of these. So this is the 7, this is the 2, which is even. These are now known. These are 4, 6, and 7. Well, there's no 6 here, and there's no 6 here because the 6 has to go before the 4. This is the 6, which is even, and this is a 4, 7 pair. These are 1, 2, 3. There's no 1 here. I could go 3, 2, 1, I think. Now 9 is the first seen odd digit. Right, and this sees 2, 4, 6, and 8 as evens. So this is odd, so it is 9. This is not 9. So this is 1, 2. Oh, hang on. These were 1, 2, 3 for the row, but there's a 1 in this box. This is a 2, 3 pair. This is the 1. Doesn't matter what order this goes in, it's going to resolve. The first even digit is going to be a 2. But this is now known. This is a 5, which is odd. So these are 3 and 6, and I can't put 3 here. So this is the 3, this is the 6, which means this is even, this is odd, makes this the 8, which makes this the 9, and this the 6. This is odd and even. The 9 looks up making this the 4 and this the 9, so even and odd. The 4 looks down making 7 and 4, so even and odd. These are known pairs. Well, these are 1 and 7, but the first seen odd digit has to be 1, or I could have used the 7 in the row, but they're both odd. These are 4 and 6, and the first seen even digit has to be the 4, so those go in that order. The 4 looks across making that the 6, oops, wrong order, wrong mode, that the 6 and that the 4. The 6 looks back making that the 5, which is odd. This has to be odd because the first seen even digit is the 6. So this is 1 or 3, and the 1 is looking down making that the 3. There's no 3 in either of these. Let's just put this triple in, shall we? It's 1, 2, 8, and this has to be the 1, 8. So this is the 2, which is the first seen even digit, and this is just a 1-8 pair, which is fully resolvable. 8 and 1, which is even and odd. The 2 is looking up making this the 3 and this the 2, odd and even. And the 3 is looking up making this the 5. We're taking 5 out of those, and I'll use the 7 looking up to make that the 3 and that the 7. That was stunningly cool. I probably could have been faster at this if I was more familiar with what to look for the constraint. But if I'm going to, I think the PDFs are normally around $5 or $6. If I'm going to get 100 puzzles, so that, and they're going to take me like 20 to 30 minutes each, that's like 40 hours of solve time for $5. Are you going to complain about $1 per 10 hours or like 10 cents an hour for Sudoku quality? I wouldn't. I highly recommend the PDF. It's going to be excellent value for you. Trust me. That was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed that one. I'm not sure if Akash is going to want me to do a puzzle from the book as a release puzzle. I'll try and find out for the release day or for the day after, or once I know the book is out. We'll see how that goes. But the planned release date is the 23rd of March. So yeah, you should be able to find it then. And even if I've got another video scheduled or anything, I will put a post over on my Patreon as a free post. You can sign up to my Patreon for free, or I'll try and remember to put it in the community post on the channel as well. I'm just here to grow the community. I'm not selling these for me. I may try and do a giveaway of the book as well, but don't hold off on that. I don't have a reason to at this point. So yeah, if you're going to spend a few bucks, good way to do it. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this puzzle. I really did. And as always, good luck with your solving.